Are you ready to say hi?
Okay, yeah.
This is the most difficult part.
This is the most difficult part for me. Yeah.
And for me.
But people are really pleased when you say hi waffles. Okay, 1, 2. Hi waffles.
Hi, Wapples.
Hi, waffles.
You got better.
I couldn't have gotten any worse. Okay, so what are we tasting?
We are going to taste only 11 bottles of.
Only 11 bottles of very poor wine.
I should excuse myself first because today's tasting can be not satisfactory to you.
I love to taste wine, so maybe it will be less satisfactory.
Yeah, less satisfactory.
Is there a theme?
There is a theme. I cannot talk about the theme itself directly, but there were many requests about this. When you talk about the quality, you talk about the materials and how the materials should be, like oak barrels
Right.
and oak
Grapes
chips
and yeah.
yeah, and those things. And people really ask themselves. People want to know if you really can feel the difference.
Can taste the difference, yes.
Yeah.
On a good day.
That's right. I agree with Patrick. On a good day. I know one really, really good winery with all the money that they need with the terroir to make really excellent wine that uses chips. They have an entry-level wine. They just want to give it a kiss of something. They don't want to expose it for long, and they throw chips in there. Now, they've never listened to me. I've always said, your wine is the worst for the chips. Don't do it. But I guess the people out there that buy this as their entry-level wine, big name, estate wine, small amount of chips,
Yeah, and even chips.
they're happy with that.
There are good chips, there are bad chips, there are people who know how to use them,
Yeah.
people who don't know how to use them.
That's
But let's
true.
use our glasses.
All right. So we are going to taste 9 wines first. We are going to taste all of them.
How are we going to taste 9 wines with 4 glasses,
No.
5 glasses?
No, I mean 5 and 4.
Okay,
And then 2 last wines.
okay.
And I want you to line those 2 wines among
In order of the wood, from least to most, or
just next to the butter, that you can feel the most similar taste.
most
Okay.
similar taste, because that's exactly right, because we know that wines that have been made to be impressive with the chips and the bourbon barrels and all that, you know, those bad wines, they taste a whole lot more oaky than wines that have been put in brand new tight grained French oak. It's a different kind of feeling. Okay, so that's the closest in style. All right.
Those 2 wines are going to be wines that we've probably had during the blind tasting, and they're wanting to see if we can pick out the 2 wines from a group of 9.
You have a very sneaky mind. I never thought of that. And I know he has a sneaky mind, so you're probably you're on the right track.
Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman.
Okay, so you're giving us right now 5 red wines. Is that the only information you're giving us besides what you've already given us?
Yep.
Okay. Do we want to do 5 and then discuss them, or one by one? Patrick, if you're in a hurry, we should probably do all 5 and then discuss them.
Our accuracy will go down.
But our accuracy is going to be pretty shit if you're off swimming while we do it.
I won't get any wrong that way.
I forgot to say there is a commonality.
Okay.
So the first wine, medium garnet red in color, most of them were sort of similar color, give or take a tiny bit. On those, there was a lot of muted aromatics. I got some slight hint of a green note that I didn't find on the palate, dark fruit, and then I put it in my mouth and bam, garrigue.
Garrigue.
Garrigue. So the herbs of the south of France, fairly ripe alcohol level, ripe tannins, no oak. So I thought this was from the Southern Rhône, Grenache, based though with Syrah, Mourvèdre, other things as well. And I thought it was pretty good quality, very nice quality. If it's a Cotes du Rhône, it's a fantastic Cotes du Rhône.
I agree, it's a very good wine.
Yeah, that's a nice one. Let's see.
No, no.
Oh.
We're gonna finish 9 wines first, and then we'll see the bottles.
Okay.
Number 2, please.
I had a little slightly cardboardy smell on it. It was astringent. I found lots of oak here. Again, I thought this was a really good wine.
Yeah, I got a shitload of oak here. I got some cherry, some earthy notes, but a ton of vanilla and oak. So it had, it's 13.5, 14% alcohol, and the acidity is pretty good on this.
And then
This one, again, similar color, muted, dark fruit. On the palate, I'm marked by sweet entry, very sweet on the entries. There's some residual sugar here. Getting sweetness from high alcohol, and then I get chocolate and cherry.
Lots of chocolate.
Fullish bodied, did not finish the fermentation. There's some residual sugar here.
I agree with Patrick that there's some sweetness on the palate for sure. There was a decent amount of oak. Very chocolatey to me. The quality was decent.
And then 4th wine, please, Peter.
Again, chocolatey. Decent quality.
I get a hint of greenness here, a hint of a sweet entry, chewy tannins, and then also the flavor hits me, coffee.
All right. And then the 5th one.
And the 5th one, I had similar characteristics to the first wine. I got garrigue on this, on the nose and the palate, though it's a riper, fuller, richer version, and I thought this could be Grenache from Spain, if not Southern Rhône.
I found this one with a bit of VA, quiet on the nose, some green on this one.
Then shall we taste the other 4?
Sure.
We don't want to unveil those.
Yeah, once we finish all 9 wines.
All right.
We hurry up.
Hold on, before you dump, should we not get 4 more glasses so we have the wines to refer to afterwards?
I'm fine with that.
I'm gonna take more glasses.
Okay.
Peter, are you going to taste with your mask on?
Have I got a mask on? Well, I was expecting shit wine,
Yeah.
and none of these have been shit at all.
No?
Not yet.
All right.
Yeah.
I said so for my safety.
He thinks he's making a joke.
I like the first flight much better than this flight.
I don't find them all that much different, but there's one here that I've marked down for being really sweet.
Actually, I've got 3. I thought the last 3 wines, sweet, alcoholic, oaky, swill.
I thought they were better than that, but I don't want to drink the last glass, maybe just the first glass.
All right, then it's Peter.
Me with number 6.
Yeah.
A hint of boot polish on the nose, was a bit raw on the entry, quite tannic, and a bit reduced. And again, I'm where I was before. So I'm starting to think that I'll probably find that in all of them, since I'm so many into it. So if I'm right, I'm really right, and if I'm wrong, I'm really wrong.
I got garrigue and chocolate here, and some black pepper. I was initially thought this is Southern Rhône, so
Grenache too.
yeah. Well, Grenache, Southern Rhône, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm doing that dance. The oak, any oak that's here is background oak for me.
Is what?
Brown oak.
Background oak.
Yeah.
Meaning it's not.
The fruit dominates the oak.
Number 7, Patrick.
Yeah, and for me, you could almost repeat these answers. 7, 8, and 9 are all very similar. Muted on the nose, sweet sour. This one has some game, syrupy, alcoholic, oaky. Nothing I could drink more than a few sips of.
A few sips.
Yeah.
Right.
On the nose was quiet, some hints of green, lots of chocolate again.
Number 8, Peter.
Sweet entry was a little bit off-putting, but then the balance was okay. The nose had lots of chocolate on it. This is not all real oak. Otherwise, it was still good.
I thought this is faulty. It's got a little dissolved carbon dioxide. So I wonder, did they put that in there on purpose, or is the wine re-fermenting in the bottle from the residual sugar? Again, sweet, alcoholic, and the oak, toasted oak, some harsh wood tannins on the finish. Not my cup of tea.
A drop of wine.
You want to give me a kiss? The difference between you and me is I can improve my complexion and my look, but wiping my chin, you got a bigger fucking problem.
Mr. Congeniality.
What were we doing? Sorry, I got lost.
We were in the process of insulting you.
I know.
Number 9, again, sweeter still. Here the oak is, I've got coconut. So coconut to me is American oak. Sweet over oak.
Not much to add to that. A bit green, a bit raw on the nose for me. Swedish entry again. The chocolate.
So now we're going to see what these wines are, and then we do the other 2 wines blind.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Can you guess what the commonality is?
We've got different levels of sweetness, and we got different levels of oak. I didn't think all the wines were oaked. I think there were some unoaked wines, and there's some heavily oaked wines. Why don't you put us out of our misery?
Wine number 1.
It's
Cotes du Rhône.
It's very nice Cotes du Rhône.
Yeah. Digital Cotes du Rhône 2016.
Yeah, unoaked,
no oak.
if any. There's not much.
All right. And the second one, the third one. Yeah. Number 6. Number 7. Then the last one, number 9.
Every single wine was identical.
Yeah, every single one.
It was all this.
Uh-huh.
And you added oak to it.
Exactly.
An oak butt plug, yes?
Oh, butt plug.
Say no more. Jay, you're well on your way to becoming a renowned California winemaker.
이럴 땐 이 와인 네이버 밴드로 놀러 오시면 와인을 잘 몰라도 편하고 싸게 사실 수 있도록 제가 많이 도와드립니다. 다들 만족하시고 좋아하시더라고요.